as of, I don't know what I picked up during the weekend, but I am feeling royally bad at this point. So I'm going to get all this done. Very quick disclaimer, this may be a very short weather overtime depending on what happens, but I'm going to try to make certain I'm all right. Propping myself up with this chair and going to be giving you, again, the best weather information that we've got for the time being. It is Monday night, the 13th of January. We are 1 week away from the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday coming up next week, the federal holiday, I should say. That, again, looking at the potential of maybe some more winter weather coming our direction. It doesn't look like much, but it is possible that we could be seeing the potential of some winter weather. Nothing like what we picked up this entire last week, but we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a little bit. Again, if you've never been here before, welcome to the show. It is, again, Monday night. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. We are back on the News 12 weather overtime banner situation, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, we got kicked off somehow. It looks like for now we are back online once again. So for the time being, I think we are good to go for right now. So we do have, again, the potential for more potential winter weather out there. So for right now, nothing going on. So good news on that. So for the time being, into this next week, we could be seeing, again, the potential for some more problems out there. Excuse me for a second. I got kicked off of Google, so I have to get a new password taken care of here real quick so that we can get all this rolling for right now. For right now, again, we don't have anything going on in the way of big problems. We will be seeing the potential of more in the way of anything involving winter weather coming up this next week. But for right now, I don't see much of a problem at this point, so good news. Let me just verify that audio is working for right now. Again, it is Monday. Let's go ahead and get started with everything, and we'll show you more about what's going on around the area and getting into things. If you got questions, drop them into the comments section. We are live on Twitch and on, again, the News 12 YouTube banner. If you are there, say hello, drop a comment, say where you're from, things like that. And thanks to everybody who signed up in the course of the last couple of weeks. Thank you very much for being with us on this weather overtime or watching us from News 12 in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The high temperature today was just above normal, came within 20 degrees of a record high temperature. That may not sound like much, but in and around this time of the year, definitely feels a little bit better to have the temperatures up from where they were not too long ago. We got down to a low temperature of 29. That was very close to where we should be for this time of the year, so not doing too bad on the numbers here. We are back below normal. Again, these should be red and not blue, but I'll change those out in just a little bit. That means we are behind normal on rainfall for this time of the year, and we could definitely use some help with that deficit. We don't want to wind up like last year where we were about 13.5 inches below normal. So as of right now, we could definitely use some help on that, if at all potential on there. We'll see how well that goes into the next couple of days. Quick extracurricular view. I need to get a haircut one of these days. Sorry about that. January 5th, and they're still around. Thank you very much, Bill Tatum from Chattanooga, for a view of, I don't know if it's the bluebird of happiness, but it is a bluebird. And thank you very much for our Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. If you've got pictures, please send them in to us. Again, drop them to us at our social media pages or email them to us, or go to our main weather window headquarters at wdef.com/photos, and yours could be the next Langley Roofing weather window picture of the day. All right, here's what it looks like out there right now. We had the camera on earlier for the downtown area. Going to see if we can spin the camera around here in just a little bit. You're looking at Island Cove Marina and Resorts, and again, we've got fairly clear skies, a few clouds out there, but really not that much going on, at least for right now. So we could be looking at more clouds into the next several days, but I think mainly sunshine is where we're going for right now. Add to that, if you notice, again, Old Glory and the surface of Lake Chickamauga kind of stirred up by just a little bit, so we do have a little bit of a breeze out there for the time being. Let's see what's going on with traffic. 2475 The junction in south central Chattanooga, big backups here earlier. That has since abated, so some very good news where that is concerned. 24 in downtown, right in the middle of your screen. There we go. That's 24. Signal Mountain. You can see lights up there again. The downtown buildings, including the Westin with that color-changing column that they have. Patriot Concrete camera looking north from the News 12 studios on Broad Street for this evening. See if the autofocus is cleared up at the, nope, not yet, sorry about that, a little fuzzy at Speedy's Total Car Care camera from the Coolidge Park North Shore area, looking across the Tennessee River with some ripples out there and some folks out and about on the footbridge for tonight. Temperatures at the airport, 38 degrees, and we are back to winds out of the northwest at about 8 miles per hour, so we do have a bit of a wind chill shaping up for now. It was kind of neat to be able to see this, and to put this into motion, this is really neat to be able to take a look. The white colors you see here when the loop comes around, this is mainly infrared taking place, but right at the beginning of the loop, let me stop this here real quick so that we might be able to take a look. There we go. That color right there, that is the heaviest snowfall of the last couple of days, and that was visibility. That would have been what if you and I were up in the space station looking down toward the ground. That is the energy that our eyeballs would detect. So again, decent amount of snowfall from the Appalachians through the Ohio and portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley back into the Plain States. So we got tons of snowfall, and the air that we are picking up now is coming right across that snow field, and that is helping to cool us off into the course of the next several days. So we are looking at some very chilly numbers coming up and a couple of storm systems for right now. The first thing we have is an area of high pressure back over to the east of us, or west of us, heading to the east. This right here is going to be affecting our weather. Again, air around high pressure, rotating clockwise. So as we go to, again, our view into the next couple of days, what's left of our last storm system gone and forgotten. High pressure north and west of us and just west of us, both these are working in tandem to push a lot of cold air down and over this area of the country. So we've got some very chilly conditions, but very dry. Our next storm system is several days away. It's not going to be here until Thursday or so, Thursday into Friday, possibly into and around Saturday. Excuse me. And the one, it's been quite an evening. I do beg your pardon. All right, so let's just go ahead and fast forward through the next several days. We're going through the rest of the week. Basic recipe for now: temperatures below freezing in the morning, above freezing in the afternoon, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth over the next several days. So if you have any plans for traveling very early in the morning, you're going to want to be very careful, especially those switchback roads heading up the mountains, those curly-Q hairpin turns up there. That could lead to some very painful situations. You want to take it very slow and watch out for the potential. Watch the cars in front of you. If any fishtailing starts taking place, slow it down and look ahead in case there's a place you're going to have to learn how to go off the roadway and hopefully avoid hitting anybody else, especially on those long, narrow, up-down slope mountain trails out there. So, first storm system, late Friday night, early on Saturday morning. And then we see less in the way of anything involving major amounts of precipitation, but just plain rainfall. Higher elevations might see some snow showers taking place there. Now, as that system leaves the area and does a little bit more in the way of some precipitation, it is possible, not exactly likely, but for right now, the best potential of getting anything in the way of snow showers is going to be taking place late Sunday into early on Monday, the federal holiday coming up. So if you have any plans to be outdoors, making it a day on for service instead of a day off, just another day off, a very important holiday, and one that is very important to learn about serving our community, serving our fellow humans, serving as best we can as servants. That was, again, something that Dr. King Jr. tried to tell us about, and something we still need to take a look at. Unfortunately, we need to continue on that because I don't think a lot of us have learned that lesson yet. Basically, what this means is by Monday, we start to see the potential of some snow showers in the morning, but I don't see, a lot of any major problems with this. So, for the time being, and that being said, Let's take a look at our Lee Point camera for right now. For the next 7 days, we should be seeing, again, those up and down temperatures like we talked about. Looking clear for right now, possibly some snow left over in the fenced area. This is 153 north-south, Highway 64 east-west, and looking off to the southwest. Beautiful sunset from this area earlier on. Here's what we're going to be seeing, or at least that's the way it looks for right now. Tomorrow and Wednesday, chilly. Highs in the high 30s to lower 40s. Frigid low temperatures in the lower 20s, possibly some upper teens. Next storm system starts knocking on our doorstep on Thursday. That could begin to give us some very breezy conditions. Rain moves in Friday evening, and then we see the potential of that rain sticking around as we head into Saturday. So if you have any plans for outdoors, Saturday not looking great for being out there. Then, as that next wallop of cold air moves in behind that system, that's going to be making its way through about the time we're into the MLK Jr. holiday, going from the 50s on Saturday to the mid to upper 20s on Monday. And yes, there is going to be the potential of some snow showers out there, but for right now, I don't see this being a problem for the Tennessee River Valley. Higher elevations, yeah, Signal Mountain, Lookout Mountain, back into the Appalachians. I would watch those higher elevations because as that snow potential moves in, if it gets to be a little bit more intense, first of all, this does not look to be like our last storm system last week, Friday. It just is not powerful enough. The setup is completely different. So for right now, I don't see much of a problem anytime soon. But that being said, I would watch this because, again, this far out, the farther out you go in time, we get a better idea of what's going to go on with the snow the closer we get to that event. That is going to give us, again, some cause for concern because it is a possible snow system coming in. Whether or not we get to that point, again, kind of on the iffy side, but definitely bears watching. This far out, at this time of the year, I would definitely be keeping an eye on things and keep it tuned to News 12 for more information about what we may be seeing with this next storm system coming on through. So please keep it tuned to News 12, especially if you live in and around this particular area. We'll let you know more about what may be happening there, and it could be interesting or it may be nothing at all. But this far out, it's a little bit difficult to actually see anything like that for now. Into the school day tomorrow. Going to school, it's going to be frigid but not too breezy. Into the afternoon, it's going to be chilly but not exactly, again, less in the way of wind. So you'll see more of a wind chill going home than you will going to school. But going to school, we're looking at some very good amounts of frost on the windshield, so scrape the entire thing clean. Trying to whack my glasses here for tonight. And then we rise on temperatures, but not by much. So it's going to be a pretty brisk day out there. Even with the kids heading home in full sunshine and just a bit of a breeze, no precipitation. But if you are going to be out and about, there are still several schools out there that are taking a day off for good reason. And then also, again, with the temperatures out there, some half days, some delayed starting. I believe Hamilton County schools around the Chattanooga area, they are starting 2 hours late, if I'm not mistaken on that. So check in with the updated closing and delays information at our website at wdef.com/weather if you'd like to know more there. Going out and about in the morning, I would highly recommend making certain you and, if necessary, the pupper is very much bundled up. Thanks to James Henderson from Athens for a review of Pupper Dinky, who just survived a 5-week battle with pneumonia. I thought I felt very ugly for tonight, but 5 weeks with pneumonia, that is, you are a true trooper, Miss Dinky. So I'm glad to see that Miss Dinky is feeling good. That sweater rocks. Again, in the morning, a sweater would not be such a bad idea for the puppers either. If you'd like to get your dog pictures in, please do so at wdef.com/dogwalk. We'd love to see your puppers out there and put them in the window. I think that should just about do it for tonight. We've got basically everything taken care of. We want to close with this. Number one, there is a Skywarn meeting coming up for Hamilton County right now, January into the late part of January through April. That is this area of the country, the southeast United States, the Tennessee River Valley. That is this area's prime time for severe weather. For the next about 3.5 months, it's going to pay to know what the weather's doing, where your safe place is, to pay attention to what's going on. That is going to be your best bet when it comes to severe weather. The National Weather Service offices that cover the News 12 viewing area. There are 4 of them. This one by the National Weather Service in Morristown. They are offering an in-person Skywarn training class coming up at Old Harrison Elementary School, 5637 Highway 58 at Tyner Lane in Chattanooga. This is limited to 100 applicants, not 800, 100. And if you would like to attend this, even if you're from outside the county and you can't get to any other meetings, please register with the National Weather Service before you attend at weather.gov/MRX. That way the National Weather Service knows how many people are coming to these meetings and how much of an area they need to set up for on that. So if you would like to learn more about this, please go to their website and find out more details. Skywarn spotters are the eyes and ears of the National Weather Service out and about when severe weather happens. Radar is great. A lot of tools can be used by the National Weather Service, but the one thing that would help is people on the ground watching what goes on. Notice again, I said storm spotters and I said watching. I said nothing about chasing. If you want to learn to be a chaser, more power to you. But this is where you start. You don't just go running out and chasing tornadoes. That is not a good idea. It never has been, never will be. If you want to chase storms, great. Learn from the experts. And then, and only then, should you go out and chase storms. Just jumping in the pickup truck and driving on down the roadway, not a good idea, because you might get yourself killed. You might get somebody else killed. It's a possibility. You may get in the way of emergency vehicles trying to rescue people after a severe weather event. You want to try to avoid that at all costs, and that means being professional, courteous, and knowledgeable about what goes on when it comes to severe weather. This is one meeting coming up taught by the National Weather Service in Morristown. This one was just added a few days ago. This one coming up in the days after that one I just told you about. Bradley County, Tennessee, Cleveland, Thursday, March 20th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at Walker Valley High School, 750 Lauderdale Memorial Highway, Cleveland, Tennessee. Again, if you'd like to know more or to please register, go to the website. Now, that's not the only one, and there are numerous other locations coming up in the next several days. Yes, I realize this is very small font. We're trying to make sure we get as much information onto this graphic as possible. As I said, the National Weather Service covers over the News 12 viewing area with 4 different area National Weather Service offices covering our counties. The National Weather Service in Nashville, down to Peachtree City, Georgia, Morristown, Tennessee, and back into the area of Huntsville, Alabama. Each one of these will be offering their own Skywarn training spotter sessions, and they're going to be coming up in the next few weeks. This one, January 20th, that is 1 week from tonight, and that'll be held at Northeast Alabama Community College by the National Weather Service in Huntsville, 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, that'll be in Rainsville, Alabama, Northeast Alabama CC. Great opportunity for any of our viewers, which we cover, again, DeKalb and Jackson counties in Alabama. February 4th, told you about the one for Hamilton County and Chattanooga. March 20th, Bradley County, told you about this one for the Cleveland area. And right after that, Marion County in Jasper, Tennessee. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to have to check that because that goes right close to the date line or the timeline on there. I want to double check that with the National Weather Service, but the date is correct, March 27th. Now, for Nashville and Peachtree City, Georgia, the National Weather Services there have not issued any meeting dates, announcements yet. They will, according to both their websites, when it comes to Skywarn, they will be issuing more information about classes coming up into February of 2025, which is about when most of the meetings take place. So if you'd like to know more, please keep it tuned to News 12. We'll keep you updated on all of this and let you know more about when the next meetings will be occurring so you can choose to go take the training and become a Skywarn spotter. The more Skywarn spotters we have across the area, the more people can tell us what we're seeing underneath that storm cloud way up in the sky, and we can see what's happening down on the ground, report that back to the National Weather Service on your phone. You can also, if you're an amateur radio operator, use your radio training on there, or you can call 911 to report that information. The National Weather Service will teach you more about that coming up in the course of the next several days and weeks at all of these meetings, so please consider becoming a Skywarn spotter. I've seen kids as young as 7 or 8 or 9 taking these courses. It gives kids more of a control in what seems to be an absolutely uncontrollable, fearful situation. One of the topics they discuss in these meetings is safety more than anything else. Again, no chasing with this. This tells you about what to spot and what to call back to the National Weather Service, so they can tell people like me, and I can tell everybody else in the community through our emergency broadcast what is happening and where to go for safety, things like that. But again, chase courses, good place to start, but not teaching chasing anytime soon. We'll bring you more updates on this, so keep it tuned to News 12 on our website, and we'll let you know more about what exactly may be coming our direction. All right, I think that's it for tonight, so we are going to go ahead and close it down because I am wiped. It has been quite the day so far. I'm very tired. I think I caught something from someone, and I really don't want to bring it to anybody else, so I'm trying to stay in my nice little pocket of the studio so that I don't infect anybody else at this point in time. Please cover your coughs. Had a younger member of my family basically just sneeze right in my face, and that's pretty much, I think, the reason that I'm not feeling too well. So maybe need to take some cold medicine and a root beer and something else because I am just really dragging at this point in time. But glad to bring you the information that we have on Weather Overtime so that you can see more about what exactly is happening here. If you got questions or concerns, email address at the bottom of the screen. You can reach me at aonek@wdef.com. Questions, complaints, if you absolutely must on that, please send them in to us. Let us know what we can do better, or you would like to see something on here. Would be glad to give those to you. We'll have more information out there again about what's happening through the rest of the week into Tuesday and the rest of the week, so stay tuned again for more there. Don't forget to stop by our website. Again, that's at wdef.com/weather. That's the main section where you can also pick up again our 7-day forecast in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, and a whole bunch of other graphics as well that's available there, and our EPB fiber optics WeatherCam network. Great opportunity again to learn more and see what's going on around much of the area if you'd like to take a look at those cameras there. All right, that should do it. I'm going to shut up and let everybody get back to their regular Monday evening practices. Stay tuned for more on News 12 at 11 with yours truly, and of course Chip Chapman will have more on the forecast coming up bright and early tomorrow morning on the morning show starting at 5 a.m. Eastern. Live and direct, I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek on Monday evening, the 13th of January, 2025. Stay tuned for much more with News 12 coming up on air and online, and thanks for joining us for Monday evening.